Good evening, my future self. I had a bit of a bad one today. Um, Going into the day, I wasn't too sure what I was thinking. I kind of felt quite bearish that we would come down, maybe sort of fill this sort of big gap here. Um, we had sort of external liquidity higher, got here, all the way up, which was something to keep an eye out of, but then also below. So market opened, about here. Got all this liquidity down here. So yeah, going into the day initially, I actually felt quite bearish, which where have I lost myself? Here we go. Which actually ended up playing out eventually, which much later in the day once I was done. But yeah, so that was my bias coming into the day. It was a bit confusing, like I said, I've only been trading 3 months, so I wasn't that confident. We came down pretty hard. I was expecting potentially a move back. If I can find myself, yeah, here we are. We came down, we swept this low, swept this area of liquidity, pushed back up. Initially, I thought, we swept this high up here. Are we going to come all the way back down? I'm pretty sure I entered a short somewhere around here. No real strategy. There was a inverse fair value gap right here, which I did take. Came all the way down. I did take a small profit, basically break even, because I was expecting it to push even further down. I was basically looking for the moonshot, but no, came back straight back up, stopped me out around break even. We chopped about. I was then potentially thinking maybe inversing again, breaking through potentially for a move up. So I pretty much just chopped long short. It was pretty terrible. When we pushed back down again, I entered short with massive size for no reason, completely stupid. Setting my target down here after we'd broken through, and obviously, as you can see, we pumped straight back up, hit my stop loss. I was down something like $1,000. I basically lost all composure, and from then on, I was pretty much just buy sell. The chop was pretty horrific. No strategy, no thought. Once we came back up, I knew we were going to try and go higher. There is some higher liquidity up here. Obviously, we have this key level as well here. So I did enter a couple of longs, which did pay out, but obviously I was climbing a mountain, down 1,000 pretty much straight off the bat. It was pretty terrible trading. It was entering with massive size, moving my stop into break even as soon as possible, and just praying that it would rocket up. And yeah, I got really lucky. So pretty much rode this high all the way to the top for something like $1,000. So pretty much wiped out my loss. So I was pretty much at $0 on the day. When we swept down, I was pretty gone mentally at this point. I was just trading like an idiot. No real thought or anything. We started punching down lower and lower and lower. Again, I thought we were going to push even lower, but I did enter this fair value gap right here. We broke down, retraced into it, and I took this short off this fair value gap for, I don't know, $200 or whatever. and then I just closed the charts. I was done, emotionally, physically exhausted, just terrible trading. Went complete tilt mode after losing loads, entering stupid trades, no patience, no thought, loose strategy. It was just complete carnage. I'm incredibly lucky to actually end the day up $200 on my eval account, because I really didn't deserve it. um, but yeah, that's those are the things I have to learn. I've got to be patient. I've got to also know when to close the charts. You know, when I oversized stupidly and went down $1,000, I just need to cut my losses and close the charts. But I just went full tilt, full entering, full size. You know, I usually trade between 3 and 10 micro contracts, but I was entering in 10 to 15 to 1 mini. It was just carnage. So yeah, luckily I've managed to end the day 200, but ultimately it was a terrible day trading. It was awful, and yeah, to end the day, it looks like we are dumping back down, consolidating a bit here. Will we go lower tomorrow? I don't know. We'll have to see. But tomorrow's Friday, so I don't usually like trading on a Friday, but I'll probably have a look, maybe learn my size. Definitely don't want to be on the charts as long as I was today, but lessons got to be learnt. So yeah, that's what this journal's for, really, so I can learn these lessons and watch them back. So yeah, overall that was my day. Traded for probably about 3 hours at market open. Ended 200 up, but horrific trading, chopping, buy sell, buy sell, buy sell, buy strategy, everything went out the window. So yeah, but hopefully I'll do a bit better tomorrow. So anyway, yeah, cheers.